Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios your price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on the structures that we were looking at before and yesterday. So we had the idea of moving this fifth here as I was not really too confident that this was going to go up anymore, and indeed we turned out to go very much to the downside at the FOMC. So this could be still labeled as a high for this contracting diagram. We do have overlap between the first and fourth, giving us that confidence, and also this structure, although it is very extended, I agree with that. It is not beyond the 2.618 here, which is again something that I want to be keeping intact. And also this is still contracting looking. So again, it is still fitting the narrative or the idea of being a contracting diagonal here. The next part of the structure would be that B wave, which again we would be expecting some kind of a fib retracement to be held here. Let's take a look at these. So we have already gone through the 38.2 retracement on this move. Potential areas 0.5 and the golden pocket. Golden pocket has this previous low here as well, so it is definitely possible that we are going to get back in here into this area before we are going to be bouncing up higher. It is not very clear of a structure what this is going to be at the moment for this possible B wave here. If we are starting the counts from these highs, however, we need to be labeling this as a three-way structure. We can't have this as a wave one. Why? Because again, we have taken out the start of this structure with these highs. So we can't have a 1, 2. So instead we would have to say A, B, and C, possibly another A, B, C, and as this did not retrace enough for a flat pattern, we would need to be saying that we would have this as a WXY. However, again, as you see, we have gone way beyond the 1.618, making that idea very much less likely. And that makes this whole thing way less likely to be the case. So let's take a look at the other options, what we have available. So on this bearish scenario that we were looking at yesterday as well, we're thinking about this being a W, X, and then looking for this as being the wave Y. Three-way structure into A, three ways into B, and then looking for that C wave again. However, we took out the highs here and dumped downwards. So again, this is no longer the possibility or possible either. So what can we have up in here that we are actually pivoting from? And that is the next question, and this is probably one of the solutions here, saying that we have this exact same W, exact same X, and instead of this being a wave Y here, we would have the wave Y up in here, where we would have this as an A wave, B wave, and then C we're having this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, yeah, it is not very good looking five-way structure in here, nor is this one a very good diagonal. Three-way structure here for sure, three ways, three ways, three ways, three ways. Yeah, I guess it could be labeled like that. However, again, we don't have overlap between the first and fourth here. That has to be noted. So it is a bit forced of a count, and that is the reason why I did not have this before. However, again, as we don't really have good looking structures in here, saying that we could have this as an ABC, unless you want to be labeling this with structures like this, it just doesn't make good looking structures. So that's why I do prefer the idea that we have topped in here, and this definitely provides a solution for it, although again we do have problems with it. Now, one-to-one extension of this WXY is hit here, same as it was hit here, but yeah, you get the idea. It is somewhat okay looking. This, however, has gone way beyond the expectations for the wave Y in comparison. Oops, that is not right. Should be here. So we can see that if we are looking at 3-2 extension, that is second, 2.618, probably around 2.236 extension, yeah, give or take. So that is that. It is way longer than this W here for this wave Y, but that is often the case where the angle of the last leg is very often not that strong as the first leg on any correction. But yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. Now again, as I mentioned, this is the only possible pivot here at the moment, if we want to be having this as a 5-way structure. Now comes the next issue that we have here, which is again the fact that if we are labeling like this, where we would have this as a wave 1, this is retracing beyond the 1.618. However, again, as mentioned, it does not really close anything below there. It is just going through it, and I guess we could be having this as a 1, 2, 3, or sorry, ABC, even though we do wick through the 1.618. Again, that is just a guideline that I have, but we don't really have multiple options here, in my opinion. The other option here is what we would have this being a 5-way structure like this, in which we would label it something like that. And to me, that does not really look too good either. We don't have overlap there either. So if I had to be choosing one between the one or the other, I would go with this one. At the moment, if we are looking at RSI again, we are creating some higher highs here. It is possible that we are just closing this through here to the downside and going through this trend line that we have on RSI at the moment. On smaller time frames, we are still very much on the downside. We don't really make new lows, so that is somewhat telling that momentum is still going to the downside. However, it's not too much changing at the moment. Again, we do have that divergence between these two lows, so there is a possibility in which this would be a 3, 4 and 5 of this same magnitude, as this is again extended well beyond the 1.618 extension, this third wave here. So that is definitely a possibility. So if we think that, again, this is the start of something, we would be expecting another pullback here. And on S&P 500 case, the expectation would be at least the 23.6. Again, 38.2 is the one that I use for crypto. 23.6 is something that I use for S&P 500 as of late. That seems to be happening way more often than not. So at least this 23.6 retracement. And if we are getting to that area with a 3-way structure, then I might be looking at a short setup and very tight stop loss above the highs. And then looking for that A, B and C. At least, of course, it could be turning into a 1, 2, 3, which would mean that this structure would already be completed as a connector wave, connecting this whole previous leg to the next one. But again, that is just speculation at this point, and there's no need for that at the moment. But this would be the next trade I would be looking at, the next short possibility. But I think that is pretty much what I'm looking at for today. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.